Welcome back to K-Ratio's Q&A, our interactive solution of problems submitted directly from you, the viewer. I'm Kyle Littner, and today I'll provide an answer to the number one question we received. This week, a familiar COVID situation has resurfaced, and it coincides with the recently lifted restrictions. The viewers want to know, what does the supply and demand situation with respect to meat processing facilities mean for freight? Now, earlier this week, we touched on what the reopening of certain states looks like, and this has a very similar setup, but first let's take a look at where we currently sit. Like we said on Monday, volumes have and will continue to increase for states that are now open for business, resulting in 4% growth from last week. This small bump will continue, but it has not stopped the continued drop in tender rejections. Currently sitting at just 2.6% of all loads, this marks the lowest recorded print since the metric's inception in January 2018. So despite the fact that volumes are getting better, albeit incrementally, rejections are becoming increasingly rare as service providers are willing to take nearly any load that comes over. This comes as no surprise for carriers as they're having a hard time meeting the volume needs of their entire fleet, but brokers are the participant enjoying the greatest benefit from any contractual business. A quick peek at the national long-haul chart clearly shows why. With spot prices now at their lowest mark since March 2013, yes, I said 2013, spreads between contract and spot rates might be the only thing keeping some freight brokerages in business. With cancellations at 2.6% nationally, there is no spot business worth mentioning. Which brings us to the meat processing question. In a situation eerily similar to the toilet paper shortage seen in early March, we're about to experience a dire shortage of meat, especially pork. Plant closures due to worker illness has led to a drastic drop in supply at grocery stores. President Trump issued an executive order on Tuesday that demands that these facilities reopen, which is good news for meat eaters and freight companies alike. Toilet paper and cleaning supply shortages were quickly fixed by pulling out inventory from warehouses, but meat is a different story. This supply skips the warehouse and carries temperature control with it. And since these plant closures service the areas in short supply of meat, these areas will be the markets of volume growth upon reopen as consumer demand warrants immediate fulfillment. As we noted on Monday, excess capacity exists everywhere outside of reefer in California and Florida, so don't expect to see a jump in rates here, only volume. Carriers, you'll find greater availability and options in your loads for these markets, for both dry and reefer, now that reefer won't compete for business once this new volume appears. Brokers, don't expect to see any spot business out of this, and unfortunately, you'll probably have a harder time covering your loads, especially the contract ones. And shippers, keep enjoying minimal cancellations and possibly even lower rates. For all of you, a big thank you again for continuing to send questions to our open and ongoing Q&A. As long as you keep sending them, we promise to keep answering them. So leave them in the comments below, send them to info@k-ratio.com, or you can message me directly. And for all small fleets and owner-operators out there, our offer of free advisory services during these quarantine times still exists. So for more information on how to lock in low diesel rates into the future, check us out at k-ratio.com. For all of you, please stay safe, and thank you again for watching.